If you want to learn Django by actually building a real project, this tutorial is for you. In this tutorial, we'll go from zero to production ready web application step by step, and there will be no unnecessary theory. Whether you are a beginner or coming from a background of JavaScript, Java, you don't need to worry. I'll explain Django in very simple and most practical way possible. So let's get started. So in this project, we will be able to create to-dos in Django administration table like this. So /admin. Okay, I'm already logged in. I need to click logout, log in again. See, you will create super user and I will enter username of train, and then I will enter my password. You will log in and then you will be able to add to-dos by clicking here. You will need to select one user and you will set demo 1, mark it as completed. You can edit this, okay, you can add another, you can save like this. See, it's visible. All you can do this in Django administration. Then we will also create our own to-dos. I'll just show you. So username fun train, add password, no, 123. And when you will log in, you will be redirected to dashboard page like this. And then here you will have link to go to our to-dos page. And here you can add your to-dos. To-do 10. Add. It is successfully added. Okay. So first and the most important thing is prerequisites. What are the prerequisites which are required for this Django project? So first is PostgreSQL server. So you just have to download this PostgreSQL server from this official link, and then you can download the installer, and you can just download the latest version. And this is the most important thing, you have to write down your password, okay? Otherwise you won't be able to access your database. So you just have to write it down, you have to remember it. And then you can just practice creating a database. You can just right click, create, and deleting after testing. Okay. And the second most important thing is Python. I think you can do this. This is the official website. You just need to download. And yeah, this is the most important thing. This one you have to tick while downloading from installer. You have to add python.exe to path. Okay, and in CMD you can check whether Python is installed or not using this python dash version. And these nodes are available here in this prerequisite section. You will get these nodes. You can just download and refer this. Okay, so get these two things, PostgreSQL server and Python. So the very first step will be, we'll create a parent project folder, and inside that we'll create backend folder. And next we will open that folder in our VS Code editor. So this final project is my parent folder, and I will use this backend folder. Inside this folder, I will create Django backend. So I just need to open this backend in VS Code editor. So this is my earlier project. I am just going to close it. Close folder. All right. And now you can just drag and drop backend. So just drag and drop this folder in VS Code. Open folder. Okay, so this backend folder is open now in VS Code. Now next step is to create a virtual environment. It is very much required to avoid version mismatch issues. For example, let's say Django version or PostgreSQL version or Python version. Okay, so for each and every project, we can create a separate virtual environment, and inside that we can install all the frameworks which are required for that project. Okay, so it will not at all interfere in other project, because for each and every project we'll have a separate virtual environment. So let's do that. So just copy this command. How to copy this, bro? Control A. Copy is not working. So one update, actually for security purpose we won't be able to copy from here, but I have one plan for you. I'm going to provide this document in here only, here somewhere on the top. I will provide this document and like this. So this is a Word document. You can like download this doc file. Same way I will provide this document, and we can just copy paste the code. See, copy paste is not a bad thing, but we need to understand the code. If we understand the code, copy pasting is good. So let's create a virtual environment. Copy and yeah, paste. We are in the backend folder. So in the command prompt, we can just paste it. So this will create a virtual environment for us for this separate project. Python extension loading. Done. Now we just need to activate this virtual environment. So we can activate using this command for Windows. Okay, if you are using a MacBook, then you can use just this, but we will copy this and you will see this VE, that means the virtual environment is working successfully and it is activated right now. And now we will just install the required dependencies, which is like Django REST framework. This is PostgreSQL adapter, which is required for Django project. Okay, and python.env, etc, etc. So just copy it, paste and enter. It will work. I think it will take some minute. It's done. Now we are going to create a Django project. Dot means within the same folder. Okay, we are in this backend folder. So within this folder, I want to create a Django project. So that's why I have used dot. Dot represents current directory. Config. Okay. Django admin start project config dot and enter. Oh, done. It has already created a Django project. Let me check. Yeah. You can see this config. It has created a setup successfully. Now create a core app. Python manage.py start app API. You need to execute this command. We can paste here and enter. Done. You can see API. And now we can update installed apps in config settings.py. So I think we need to update this. We have installed API and we have added this framework, course header and REST framework. And this will be already there. So let's quickly check this in config settings.py. Config settings.py, just open it. And you can just minimize this for now. And let's quickly check. See, it is already here. So in installed apps, we don't have to add anything in. No. In installed apps only we have to add this local LAN API, local and third party here. Okay. In installed apps, just copy this local and third party frameworks. It is compulsory step. After installing in command prompt, you need to add this here as well. Control V. Why it is not working? Yeah, done. It's working perfectly. Tab. Okay. Control S. Just save it. Enable codes middleware in config settings.py. In the same file, you have to add this add near top middleware. Where? Where we have to add this? Okay, so I have underlined it now. In the middleware, you have to add this first line only. Copy. See, in the middleware, just add it here. Paste. And at the bottom, you have to add this. Allow all origins true. Copy, paste. Okay, so we have added these two lines. Now we just have to configure PostgreSQL in your settings.py file. Okay, just copy. Oops, I forgot to tell you one thing. You will have to create this database as well. Todo demo db. This will be the name of database. This is the default username and whatever password you have set. Okay. So before configuring PostgreSQL in our backend Django project, we will first create our database from pgadmin 4. Okay. So open this pgadmin 4 and I am using PostgreSQL 18. So just click on it. Just click and now you need to enter your password which you used while installing this PostgreSQL server. So this is my password and it is working. Now you just need to right click on this databases, create database, and to do final db. Database name would be this to do final underscore db. Okay, and just see this owner Postgres means this is username. You will use it as username in your Django code, and this is your database name. Save. See, your database is created, and now you can actually replace your database object with this new code. To do final db username, this is my password. And one more thing, don't even try to use it because right after the recording of this project I am going to delete it, so it won't work in your system. Okay, you can use yours. So we'll just replace this object, copy this database object, and you can use it here in data. You can just select all and replace it. Not select all, select this existing databases object and just paste it. Select all means don't select the whole code. Paste. Okay, so we have pasted this databases object with your password and your username and your database name. So just save it now, control S. Now we can run the migrations. Copy, paste. This is done. Now we can just run the development server. Python manage.py run server. Using this command you will run your backend. Okay, so in Django we use this to run your backend project. Python manage.py run server. I hope everything will work. Yes, it is working. So just open this. Okay, so your Django app is successfully running. That means our setup is completely fine. Now the next chapter is to create a database models. So we will paste this code. First we will define models, means we will create our table. So just copy this code and paste it in models.py. Then I will explain you. Control C. Yeah, we can copy and so we can just paste it here. Now let's understand the code. So here I am saying I want to create a database table called Todo. Okay. Now I am using this foreign key user. Each Todo belongs to one user. And let's say if I delete that user using this cascade and automatically delete all his to-dos as well. If I delete user, then all his to-dos should also be deleted automatically using this cascade. And these are my other fields in the table, like title of the to-do. Here I am specifying maximum length, description. This will be boolean, completed, true or false, and just date and time. And here I am saying if I am trying to log this, then the to-do object should show as to-do title. Okay, by default it will show you to-do object, but sometimes it's hard to understand. So instead of showing that object, just show me my to-do title. This will make debugging easier. That's it. Okay, now we'll go ahead. Now we will register this model which we just created in our admin file. Okay, in admin.py we will register our model which we created. So you can just copy all of this and paste it admin.py. Okay. Just minimize this. All right. And why we are creating this file? Because we all know that in Django we get one by default automatic Django admin panel. So we need to decide which database should be visible inside that Django admin panel. So I want my to-do table should be visible in Django admin panel. That's why I need to register it. Okay. That is the motive behind this file. Now next is we will just create and apply migrations. So for that you can use these commands python manage.py make migrations. We have registered, yes. We can now create and apply migrations. Where is our CMD? Okay. So here just paste it. What? Oh, okay. I didn't activate my virtual environment. I need to activate it because it's my second day. So whenever you close and reopen this VS Code, you need to activate your virtual environment which you created. Otherwise, it will not work. Because all the packages and frameworks are all, your complete project is isolated within that virtual environment. So you need to start it, then only it will work. Activate. And have I saved it? Control S. Control S. Now I can use that create make migration, this command python manage.py make migrations. It should work now. Is it working or what? Yes, it is definitely working. And your second python manage.py migrate, use this as well. Copy and just paste it here. All right. It's done. Now you can create one admin account. You can create one super user using which you can log in Django admin panel. So the command is this: create super user, copy, python manage.py, create super user. And you can create one notepad file where you can write that username and password because you will use it in the future. So my username would be this often and password will be that. Create super user. I don't want to leave it blank. Often train. This will be my username and password is email address. Leave blank to use. I don't want to use any email address as of now. So I'll just enter. Yeah. And password would be capital H hello @ 123. Okay, one more time. Capital H E hello hello @ 123. Super user created successfully. And now what is the next step? Just start the server. Python manage.py run server, and now you can check the login. You can use those credentials. It's running. So just follow this link. Okay. And now if you can use this /admin, then you will get that Django admin panel. See, what was my username? Often train. Often train and password was hello @ 123. Login. All right, it's working fine, and as you can see we have access to this to-dos table. Now you can add here to-dos. Click on add. uh, yeah. Hello often train, mark it as completed and save. User, okay, I need to select the user as well because each to-do belongs to one user. That's why I need to select the user. See, this to-do is added and it's visible here. Now you can edit it as well. You can edit, add this new to-do. Everything will work here, okay? This is the default table provided by Django. Now next chapter is to create a serializer. So first we will create our to-do serializer. So in API folder we need to create this file serializers.py. Where is our API folder? Serializers.py. Yeah, it is not present. Let me check one more time. Where is our serializers? Create to-do serializer. API serializers.py. Yeah, so I think we need to create it. We are copying file name as well. That's good. API, right click, new file, paste serializers.py and just paste this code. Then we will understand what this code is doing and what is the purpose of this file. Copy, paste. Okay. Okay, so now question is, why do we need this serializer? Okay, why do we create this in Django? So let's say you are trying to log in from front end. So from front end you will enter username and password. Okay, so that will be sent to the backend in the form of JSON. Okay, from front end whatever we enter, that gets sent to the backend in the form of JSON data, and that cannot be directly saved into database. So what do? We create this serializer which will convert that JSON to Django models or Django objects and store it to the database. Okay, so serializer is like a bridge which will convert your JSON data from frontend to Django objects which can be stored in the database. That's why we create this serializer. So we have created this Todo serializer. Okay, now we are saying here, instead now, okay, by default it will show user ID on the front end. Whenever you will try to see that to do, it will show user ID, but we don't want that. We want user name. So that's what we are telling here. I don't want user ID, just show me username instead of that. That way you will understand it better. Okay, if I just show you user ID, you will get confused, but if I show you the name, you will recognize it quickly. And finally we are just saying that include all these fields in the response. Okay, in the Postman we will test our APIs, so I need all these fields. Okay, so this is the main purpose of serializer. If someone asks you in the interview, just say it. It's like a translator, it's like a bridge which will convert your JSON data from frontend to the Python models, Django objects, so that we can store it in the, we can save it in the database. So that is the use of this serializers.py. Now it's time to create a serializer. Okay, this is going to be our next step. So just quickly inside this API folder, create this file serializers.py. I have already created it. As you can see, I have already created it. If you need, I can just delete this code and copy it from here. So just copy it, copy, and then I will paste it here. Don't worry, I will explain it to you. First, just paste the code. Yeah. Control as save. Now let's understand. So what is the need of these serializers? Why do we create it? Why do we need it? So understand. Let's say from front end you want to log in. So you will send username and password from front end, right? You will enter your username and password, but that will be sent to backend, but in the form of JSON. Your username and password will will be in the form of JSON for backend, and backend cannot directly save the JSON files. It needs to be in the form of Django objects or models, whatever you can say. That things can only be saved in database, but that was in JSON. That's why that is the use of this Todo serializer. It will convert your JSON to Django objects that will be saved to PostgreSQL. Understood? So let's say someone asks you in the interview, just tell them it's like a bridge which will convert our JSON request. It's not a response. From front end, we will send JSON request that will be converted to Django objects using this serializer. And here we are saying I don't need to show user ID, I need username, because by default on the front end this will show user ID, but I want username. So that's what we are doing in this line. And here we are just setting the response. We are telling Django to include all these fields in the response. So in Postman, whenever we will check our API, response will be like this. Okay. Now comes my favorite part. Finally, it's time to implement an authentication in our backend application. Okay. So first install this JWT package. I think our app is running, so just close it, Control C. Okay, now paste this Django REST framework SimpleJWT that we need to install. Enter. Done. We know one thing, that whenever we add some new package, we need to add it in the installed apps as well. Okay. Now we have installed this simple JWT package. We need to add it in installed apps. So just go to settings.py, settings.py, and let me minimize this. Okay. And then we need to add it simple JWT in installed apps. So here somewhere we will add local API. Yeah, this we need to add JWT. Paste. Control S. Now we will configure Django REST framework auth in this file, same file. So we need to import time delta. Just put it at the top. We'll paste it here somewhere. Paste. What is this, man? This is so irritating. Yeah, I'll just remove it. Okay, so we have imported time delta, and now we will add this REST framework object at the very bottom. Okay, so I will add it here. If you want, you can remove it, but this file is very big, so it can confuse you. That's why I always add comments and just save it. Control S. Again, I have to add it in the bottom. Now we will configure simple JWT settings and just add it here at the bottom. I hope this will not give me any error. Paste. As you can see, everything is at the bottom for simple JWT. Just import it just this import time delta is at the top. Simple JWT settings. Yeah, this is also done. Now we need to add JWT auth URLs. I think this file is already there. I'll just check it. url.py general is present. Yeah, see. First let's save it. And then open this urls.py. Remove these comments. Okay. So import admin and path. We need to import admin and path. It is already imported, and then URL patterns admin. So if we visit this, we get this admin dashboard, which we have already seen it. Simple JWT import. Okay. I think I'll just copy this whole file because I can see this admin slash here. That means I can copy the whole file. Control A, delete, and Control V. Yes, there is no error. You can copy whole file, but we need to understand this as well. So let's do that. 1 second. Okay, so let's check this. So we know that we are using simple JWT package. We have just installed it. So this will give you some ready-made views, like these are the two views, token opt-in pair view and token refresh view. So this view will check the username and password and will give you access and refresh token. Okay, but your access token will expire after some time. We all know that. So this second view, token refresh view, will give you refresh token. Sorry, it will check refresh token and will give you new access token. Okay, so this first view will check your username and password and will give you two tokens, access and refresh token. And when your access token is expired, this second view will check this refresh token and again it will give you new access token so that you can continue your session. You are not logged out. You can continue using that new access token. So these are the job of these two views, which you get ready-made via this simple JWT package. Now we will check URLs. So we have already seen this admin slash If you visit this URL, it will show you Django admin panel. We have added to-dos there as well. Okay, we have added to-do, edited everything. We have seen it. So what are these new URLs? So this URL is for this view. It will take your username and password and it will give you two tokens, access and refresh token. And this second URL is for this view. Let's say your access token is expired, then it will check your refresh token and it will give you new access token. Okay, so this URL will be used for that view. That's it in this file. Finally, it is time to test your JWT authentication. Okay, so first of all, just make sure you have saved all the files. Control S, then settings.py, Control S, okay, and then just run the migrations. Copy, paste, and then we will start the server. And then we are going to use Postman to check our APIs, login API. Okay, so just use this URL, API auth login. I have already typed it here, and then inside body raw, just add your username and password. You remember we have stored it here, so you can add your username and password. And first let's check our application is running or not. Yeah, it is completely fine. I hope it should run. Yeah, so in the response we are going to get this refresh token and access token. Do we remember that two models, sorry, two views which we get in SimpleJWT? So they are going to give you, so that first view is going to give you this response, and then second view will give you this new access token so that you can continue your session. So let's check. In body you need to add your username and your password. Where is Postman? Yeah, so this is mine, and just send it. All right, you got your refresh token and access token. Our configurations are working completely fine. Now the next chapter is API views and permissions. So first we will create API views. So inside this API folder in views.py, you have to paste this code. Just copy it. API views.py, it's already there, and now we can remove this and paste our whole code. Okay, Now we will understand this views, the meaning of this code. So why do we create these views? We know that we already have URLs, right? But those URLs alone cannot do anything. We need to assign some functionality to those URLs. We need to assign some logic to those URLs. Okay? We need to assign some function to those URLs. So that is nothing but a view. You need to assign views. URLs cannot do anything alone. URL will, we will say that if that is URL, give this view. If that is URL, give this second view. So URLs and views work with each other. So this to-do view set will contain API logic for our to-dos. Okay. Full CRUD API logics we can give in this to-do view set. So first step is we need to give the serializer. You already know that from frontend whatever we send that will be in the form of JSON, and JSON cannot be saved to the database directly. It needs to be converted to the Django objects. So that is the work of serializer, and we have already created our serializer, to-do serializer. So that's what we will give here. And then here we are saying if user is not logged in, just deny his access. Okay, access will be denied. And then in this function we are saying that we can only user can only see his own to-dos. Okay, if you have created 5 to-dos, those 5 to-dos will not be visible to second user. All right, so using filter function we are achieving that. And then if you are creating any to-do, it should automatically assign that logged in user as the owner. Okay, if let's say if I am logging in into this application and I am creating 5 to-dos, so I should not be, we can give option to assign that to do to different users, but I want this functionality that a logged in user should be the owner. Okay, I don't want any other users as owner. So that's what this function is achieving. Perform create. See, I have written comments as well. Automatically assign logged in user here as owner to those to dos. Using save function, we can easily do that. So basically you can create all the logics, all the to dos related logics in this file, but to keep it beginner level, I'll just create these 2 functions, but you can give as many functions as you want. You can give all the logics in this views file. Okay, but we'll keep it here only. Now next step is to create an API routing. So we had added some code in urls.py earlier, but you can just simply replace this whole code. It's a cleaner version. So that's what we are gonna do. And control A, sorry, if you do control A, it will select the whole nodes. Never do that. I just want this code only. Till here. Okay. Oops, I missed this. All right. Copy, which is the file again, API urls.py. I will just replace the whole file. What? Where is urls.py? It should be here somewhere only. It's in config. Hmm. It's in API or config. Okay, I will have to create one new file. I will write in comments, otherwise you will also get confused. Create new, create this file in API folder. Okay, so I will create new file urls.py and just paste that code completely. Whoa, this is different file, bro. No spacing. Config urls.py and this is API urls.py. Okay, so these are two different files. So I will paste it in API urls.py. Sometimes copy pasting can be tricky. API urls.py, just paste it. Okay, and second one was this config. First let me save it, and then second one was this config urls.py, and I am going to like replace or modify. I will replace. Okay, urls.py, control A, remove, control V, or just paste it manually. Control S. Okay, I have saved both the files and now we will just understand it one by one. First, let's understand this API urls.py. This one. So let's understand. Okay, so we are creating router which will like auto generate URLs for all our Todo APIs. Okay, so router is very important. So we are now registering all our URLs with our view, which contains all the to-do related logic which we created just earlier before this step. In the last step we have all the logic to create to do, fetch to do. Okay, and now actually it can be quite difficult to understand because it's doing a lot of work in the background only. Because see, here we are just writing to dos, but this same to dos will be used for creating a to do. Okay, because slash to do, See, for creating and for listing to-dos, the same to-dos will be used. And for deleting to-dos /1, okay, so the same to-dos will be used everywhere. It will auto generate all the URLs, and for logic it will use this to-do view set. I can show you that. See, if you go to this views, this is our to-do view set. It contains all the logic to create to-do and get all the to-dos. So it is mapping this URL with this to-do view set. And finally, we are just telling Django to activate all the to-do URLs created by this router. Okay, this will activate all the URLs created by this router. So this is what going on here in this API urls.py. Now let's check this second urls.py, which was in the config folder, this one. So it is very simple. Actually, till here you already know. I have explained it earlier. We have added this part only. And it is saying nothing, bro. It is just saying any URL coming from /API will be handled by this API URLs. Okay, I will repeat one more time. And the request coming starting with this /API will be handled by this API URLs, which we saw just earlier. So I can like control click here. See, it has redirected to this file. Okay, so this is our URLs part. Finally, it is time to test all our APIs. So first we will quickly get one new access token and refresh token. So auth this URL, post inside body and draw. Just enter your username and password in the body and just send. You will get your new. Oh, sorry, I forgot to run the application. To test your APIs, you need to run your application, backend application. Control C. Python manage.py run server. What? Storage. What is this error? Have I not saved all my files? Control S, views, API urls.py, control S, and config urls.py, control S. Now let me try one more time. Oh, it's running now. Wait 1 minute, I will run my application one more time. Python manage.py run server. Yeah, it is running now. So we should get our access token and refresh token. All right, we got it. And now we want to create to do. We will follow our notes. Okay, so first is done. Second one is copy access token add authorization header. Okay. Copy this access token. Copy. And now create one more API. Create one more request. This will be post request. And add this body in raw. And now go to authorization. Select bearer token. Wait. It is saying authorization. Okay. Okay. So in the key, we need to add authorization. And in the value, just write this bearer space and give your latest access token. This was my earlier. Now I will paste my latest access token and body is like this. So let's change the title. Final to do by often train next. Description will be this and just send it. All right, we got it. So our create to do API is working fine. Now do the same with list to do's API. Okay. So request will be this. Same steps, just request type would be get and not post. Okay. So here also I will give the latest access token. And you don't need to give anything in body. You will just get all the to-dos. Okay. As you can see, we got all the to-dos. Same way, if you put the wrong access others user ID, access others user to do. Okay, so you will only get your to-dos. So if you try to get someone else's to do, let's say some user having user ID 5 and you want to check his to do, you won't be able to fetch that. Okay, you will get this 404 not found. So our two APIs are working completely fine. Finally, it's time to start our front end part. Okay, so first we will create a React plus TypeScript project. In your root folder, parallel to backend, you need to create one front end folder. So I have already, see, this is your backend and you need to create front end folder like this parallel to backend. And then you will simply just open this front end folder in VS Code. So first of all, I will close my backend. Close folder. That's it. And now I will just drag and drop my front end folder here. Drag and just drop it here. Okay. yes and just open the command prompt here. So now you can just create your React project. npm create Vite @latest. I am already in the front-end folder, so I will just use dot here instead of this, and otherwise everything will be as it is. So I will just copy till here. Okay, npm create Vite @latest, then I will simply say dot. Dot means current directory. Because see, if you go one step behind, if you are parallel to the backend folder, you can create this folder here, but I have already created it, so I used dot and then just paste it as it is. I don't need to go to front end folder, I'm already in there. Template React TS means we are creating for TypeScript. Enter. It can take some time, so I will pause this to keep our video duration minimum. Oh, it's there. So select React here. Vanilla View React and then TypeScript. Enter. Use roll down Vite. Roll down. No. Install with npm and start now. Yes. Okay, so it's installing. Okay, done. So it has given us a link, so we can just try to open it, but we are not done yet. Okay, it's working, but we have to do some things. So just close it, Control C. What else is pending? We need to update the npm. I don't need to go there because I was already in the front end folder, so I will just install the npm. After this, then I can start the server. Done. Now npm run dev. It will start the development server. Now we need to install some required dependencies, which is Axios and React Router DOM. So close this and paste that command here. Now we will install the Tailwind CSS using this command. Then we will need to configure the Vite plugin. It will be in the vite.config.ts. So we will check this file vite.config.ts, this one. Just minimize this, and simply I will need to add some Tailwind CSS plugin here also inside that plugin array. Copy and just paste. Okay, paste it here, and I think I will need to import as well. It will show error, yes. So I will need to import that as well. What is React define config tailwind CSS? This one you need to copy. Just paste it here. Alright, and you need to save it Control S. Then we will import Tailwind CSS in index.css. In the very first line, I will just add this. That's it. src index.css, this one. Just paste it at the very top. And Control S. I think our Tailwind configurations are done. Verify Tailwind is working. Okay. Now we will just add some Tailwind code, Tailwind CSS code, and we will just check it. So app.tsx, we can completely copy this code. App.css, this one. No, sorry. App.tsx, not CSS. It's completely safe to just remove it and paste my code. Okay, because we are using Tailwind CSS classes. So if this works, that means our Tailwind is successfully configured. So we can just save it and run our development server. Create a folder structure. We can do this later, but first we will check it. Front-end setup successful. Just run the. Okay, I'll type it. See, cursor should be here. It is in the center. I don't know what that is, but it will work. Just type npm run dev. Okay, this is Tailwind CSS code. It is successfully configured in our project. This folder structure is very important. You should create it at the start of your project only. It will be very easy to work later. Okay, so you should create it as early as possible. So I will not bore you. I will just pause this recording and I will create it inside my project here. Okay, so as you can see, my folder structure is ready. and I will move to the next step. Now I will add routing skeleton. Basically I'll just wrap my app.tsx code with browser router. App.tsx, can remove it completely, and I'll just paste the updated code. See, I have wrapped this main application with browser router. It's like a we are adding routing skeleton. Okay, now we can use routing within our application because of this tag. And that's it. We'll just verify everything works. Save it. Control C and npm run dev. And I'll check one more time. It's working. This text is little bit weird, but it's working fine. We'll change it. No worries later. Now next chapter is to create routing and pages. So first of all, you will have to create 3 pages in this pages folder. This one. Like this. So I have already created these 3 pages. Now just paste the code, then we will understand. Pages login page dot tsx. Till here. Okay, login page. So we will paste here. Why it is showing red? Use app dispatch. Okay, so this could be because we haven't created hooks and slices yet, but we will create it later. Okay, that time it will be removed. So this page will simply send the login data to Redux, and Redux will communicate with backend and give us the response. And this is nothing but this will render, okay, on the screen. So this is nothing but our login page. That's how we are defining it here. Now next is dashboard page dot tsx. So copy this as well. Copy and just paste in dashboard page and save it. I forgot to save this as well. So Control S. And finally there will be to-dos page. So here we are doing nothing but just rendering this dashboard page. Okay, so I'm showing this heading, boring dashboard by Frontend, and I'm giving one link. If you, the text will be this, okay, go to to-dos, and this will be a hyperlink. If you click on this, that will be redirected to to-dos page. That's it. dashboard page is very simple. So third will be our to-dos page. So just copy this as well. Copy and paste here. What did I do? Copy, paste. Instead of paste, I copied this blank screen. So I will copy one more time. Copy and paste. Okay, this is nothing but a simple to-dos heading. Save this. Now it's time to create route definitions. Okay. So in src folder, routes folder, just create these two files, TypeScript files. approutes.tsx. Now copy this code in protected route.tsx. Till here only. Copy and where is protected route? This one. Control S, save. Now we will understand this code. Okay. So this protected route will wrap another component called children. Okay. As of now, we are just saying children, but that will be a separate component wrapped within this protected route. This page is simply saying, bro, if you are authenticated, you will be redirected to dashboard page. If you are not authenticated, if the user is not logged in, redirected to login page. So user must be logged in. You cannot access dashboard page without being logged in. So that is the purpose of this protected route. Got it? So now protected route is done. Now we will define app routes. So in app routes, just paste this code. Till here, copy and just paste in. Where is app routes? This one. Paste and save. Save this as well. Protected routes. Now we will understand this app routes code. So in this page, we are doing nothing, just mapping the URL with respective pages. Let me minimize this code structure. Okay. So we are just saying if I use /login, just redirect to login page. It will be under routes. Okay, because if you want to map this route to this page, it should be under this route. Now, but this is public. It does not matter whether you are logged in or not. /login. But if you want to go to dashboard page, as you can see, this dashboard page is wrapped under protected route, which we created in earlier step, this one. What this says? It says user must be logged in. I will repeat one more time, / we are mapping it to dashboard page, but user must be logged in because of this protected route. Same with to-dos page. If there is /to-dos, it will redirect to to-dos page. But it is wrapped under protected route. That means user must be logged in to access this page. Got it? If you are not logged in, that will be redirect to /login only. I hope you understood it. Control S. Now what is next? App routes is done. Next is connect routes to app. So finally, we will wrap our main application inside this browser router. So just copy this src app.tsx. Where is app.ts? This one. Control A, Control V. Okay. Now we are connecting this app routes to our main application. Got it? So that's how you do it. Now we will just check our application. So we will have to run our application first. Just save everything, okay? Otherwise it will throw error. Control S. Then we created app routes. Control S. Then these pages. I think I'll have to comment this because we haven't created any hooks and auth licenses. So we will just comment it out. Again it will throw error. Just remove comment, keep it as it is. We will finish our complete application, then only we will test. Now we will start our Redux Toolkit setup. So first step is to install Redux dependencies. So just copy and we will paste it in command prompt. I think development server is running. We need to close it. And now we will paste. Then next step would be we will create these files, Redux store structure. So inside this app folder, we need to create these two files. And inside features, we will create auth folder, and inside that we will create slice file. So yes, it is done. Now I will just pause the recording and create the folders and files. Actually, I won't pause. I will do it right now. src app store.ts, src app store.ts. Okay, then hooks.ts, hooks.ts, and then inside src features just create this auth folder, src feature, this one, create auth folder, and inside that auth folder we will create slice file, auth slice.ts. So create new file, auth slice.ts. All right. Now the next step is to create auth slice. So just copy this code till here. Paste. And create slice. Okay. So we have pasted our auth slice code. Now I think we'll understand that code. We know that we are using Redux for state management, correct? So all the authentication related states will be stored in this auth slice file. That's it. So for separate modules, we will create, for storing the state of separate modules, we will create separate slice files. So auth slices, slice means just one part. Let's say slice of bread. Okay, that means one component of whole application. Here our application is bread and auth is just one slice of it. So in this auth state interface, we will specify what data do we store. Okay, we are storing state, but what parameters of that state? So we will store access token and is authenticated boolean value. And then, okay, this is fine, but when our application starts for the first time, what will be the value of these two parameters? Value will be access token will be null and is authenticated will be false. Okay, this will be the starting point state of your auth. Now here finally we are deriving our states, how it should behave. Okay, you will specify our auth slice here. So here we are specifying what happens after login. Okay, here we are telling what happens after logout. We are doing nothing but changing the value of our states. So access token, let's say for example, after logging out, we are telling bro, access token should be null. Okay, here access token will have value from payload and is authenticated, parameter will be true, and after logout it will be false. And here we are just exporting our actions so that we can use this slice in different parts of our application. Alright, this was our auth slice. Now next we will configure our Redux store. So inside store.ts, just copy this code. App store.ts. App store.ts. Okay. I forgot to save my earlier file on slice. Just Control S. So why we are creating this store? It's like a central brain of your whole application states. Any component will ask state from this reducer. It's like a CPU of your computer, okay? So as of now we have created just one slice, but all the slices of all the components of our application, we will store it here inside this store.ts. Got it? So we have added our auth slice here, and in the future we will add our to-do slice here as well. And if you have some complex application, you will store all the slices here in this store. That is the use of this Redux store. It's like a central repository which all the components, all the parts of your application will use for updating the states. Now save it. Now we will create typed Redux hooks. So inside hooks.ts, we will just define the type once, and then while using those hooks, we won't need to specify type again and again in all the components. Okay, we will specify it once. Just copy this code. Okay, so it is for type safety. Whenever you are trying to use any kind of Redux state in other components, we are going to use this use dispatch and use selector. But if you use it manually, we will have to specify the type each and every time. But if we create these hooks, we are specifying the type once, and then we will directly use it without specifying type. So that is the advantage of these hooks. You need to understand one thing: TypeScript is all about type safety. Okay, you will never ever receive an error related to the types. That's why we are using TypeScript over the JavaScript. Just save it. And next we will just connect our Redux to our React application, and we will do that by wrapping our main application within this store. Okay, we will wrap our main application within this store. So that's how we are connecting our React application to the Redux store. So inside main.tsx, you need to copy this code. Main.tsx. Where is our main dot? This one. I'll just remove it. Control S. Okay. So our React application is now connected to the Redux store. From where it is coming? Not this one. Understood? From the store.ts. It's like a central brain of the Redux store, and our main application is using this central brain only, and not individual slices. It will directly use central repository. Control S. Now it's time to connect Redux to protected routes as well. So in our protected route.tsx, paste this code. It will be in the routes folder. This is our routes folder. You can simply paste our latest code. Okay, we need to do one more import. Yes, we need to import add import from React. This one, first one. This will remove it. Okay, and I will paste this in notes as well, so that you don't get this error. Paste. Okay, you will not get that error. Control S. Okay, so why we are updating this code? Because as of now we were just assuming that user is not authenticated, right? But now that we have created auth slice, so we can now use it. We can use the auth slice Redux store to check whether the user is authenticated or not, and we can do that using that parameter is authenticated parameter. I can even show you auth slice. See, if this parameter is false, that means user is not authenticated. If this parameter is true, that means user is authenticated. So we can just use it using use app selector. We are checking the state of the is authenticated. If user is not authenticated, he will be redirected to /login page, or he will be redirected to the children component, whatever that is. In our case, that will be dashboard page. Understood? So in this file, we are simply using our auth slice to check the state of this user. Control S. Now we can just check the flow. Let me check. Authenticated dummy token auth slice. Okay. We will try to test our application. First, let me check is there any error in this login page. I have created auth slice. Why it is not importing? I don't know. maybe I need to change the path. App hooks, don't know why it is still. Is this incorrect? We'll do it one more time. Where is our auth slice? That will be in the features, right? Then auth folder and then auth slice. Yes, that is correct now. And now these hooks, that will be inside app folder, not this app folder, and then hooks. Yes, that is also gone now. Property loading does not exist on type auth state. Oh, this is just minor TypeScript error. We can ignore this. And this one, loading has no exported member login. Did you use import login from slice instead? Mm-hmm. Let's try to run our application first. This path is correct. I don't know why it is giving error, but we'll check. What was the command? npm run dev. No matching export auth slice to import login. Okay, I think we are not exporting this login module from auth slice. I'll just quickly check it. Auth slice, where it is? I'm exporting login success. Login success. Logout. I think we have to use login success instead of this login in this login page. Success, yes. I think we need to use this login success. Value is never used, defined but never. Yeah, that is fine. Bro, something is wrong. Okay, give me some time. Sorry, guys. So, I understood it now. See, we are getting this error, right? So, this is correct error. When I check the code, see, in my codes, we are here, right? Redux Toolkit setup. And I'm telling you to check this code, check this flow. But we are getting error because, see, we haven't created asynchronous thunk, async thunk. This is my last chapter. So here, as you can see, where is, see, here we are creating login async thunk. Okay, using create async thunk function, we are creating login asynchronous thunk function, and we are then exporting this login. Okay, I'll repeat one more time. We are getting this error because in this auth slice we haven't created asynchronous thunk functions. So in my next or last chapter, I don't know, yeah, last second chapter, I will create asynchronous thunk. It's a compulsory step when we use Redux for state management. Then it will work. In this flow it will work. I can show you that time. But as of now, I'll just remove this chapter. Okay, I'll remove this because it will not work. My bad. Okay, so let me just remove it and then we'll go ahead. Verify. We cannot verify right now. Understood? Now the next step is Axios setup and API integration. So first we will create Axios instance. So inside this API folder, just create this axios.ts. Inside API folder, we have to create axios.ts. New file, Axios. Basically, in this chapter, we will integrate our backend APIs with our front end. That is called API integration. So for that, we use Axios package. So just copy this code till here. Copy and paste it in axios.ts. Declared but value is never used. We will use it later, bro. Don't worry. So let's understand this code. So this Axios, it's like a central place which front end uses to talk to the backend. Okay, front end will use this central file to make API calls to backend, and this is going to be our base URL. Okay, this will be common in each and every API call. This will be common. Just after this API, we will use different URLs, but till this API, URL will be same. Now what is the next step? First let me save it. Actually it is optional file. If you don't create it while making API call, you will have to like create this Axios instance in each and every component, but we will just create it once and then we will just use this custom Axios instance. You will not need to type this in each and every component. Okay, so that's how this Axios instance will help us. Next step is to attach JWT token. This code attaches the login token to every API request, but where can I paste it? It's in Axios TS. I think I will put it here. I can copy the whole code and just I'll paste it here. Paste. Alright. Now what is the use of this code? This code will attach the login token. Do you remember we have access token and refresh token? So for each and every API call, this code will attach the bearer and access token to each and every request. And then according to that access token, we will decide whether the user is logged in or not. Alright, that is the use of this interceptor. Now next is global error handling. So let's say if access token is incorrect, then we will throw this error 401 error, okay, and we will log out. So just paste it here. If backend gives error 401, it will automatically log out the user. Okay, we are using this logout function for that. If it receives this error, it will use this logout function. Got it? So this code was used to attach the access token to each and every API call. And if we receive this 401 error, it will automatically log out. Then Control S. And finally, we will just export it so that we can use this Axios instance in each and every component while making API calls. So actually we just have to copy paste this, but it's giving complete code, so I will use it. Why not? Copy. And now I can just remove everything and it will give me final code. So we are exporting it here so that we can use it in other components. So our Axios instance is ready. Now next is we will create auth API functions. So inside this API folder, we will create auth API.ts. In API folder, right? src API auth API.ts, yes. New file and just paste the file name. Auth API.ts. Now we will paste the code and then understand the code. Just copy and paste it here. Alright, so as you can see, we are importing our Axios instance here. And this login API is a function which will send the login details to backend and give us the login result, or we can say it will use this post request. This will be the URL. This URL will be used after base URL. Okay, I'll show you. This is the base URL, and after this API, this new URL will be used, and this will be the body. We will enter username and password in the front end, and then it will return the response. Okay, so that is auth API function. Just save it. And then we will just create Todo API function. So again, create this file in the API folder, this same folder, just create new file and paste todo api.ts. And now copy this code. Okay, save it. And now let's understand. So we are importing our Axios instance here. And this is our get todo API function. It's a get request. We will use this URL after base URL, and it will return the result. Now again, we will create one more function to call the backend for creating to-dos. You remember we have created two backend functions for creating to-do and fetching all to-dos. So that's why we are creating these functions to get that response. So it is also same. These are the parameters. This is the body. We will need title and description of string type. It will be a post request. It will use this URL after base URL, and it will return the result. It will return the response. Okay, so these are these two functions for fetching all the to-dos and creating new to-do. Control S. So this was our API integration with frontend using Axios package. Now we will add asynchronous login logic, which is Redux Thunk. So we'll need to create this file inside auth folder. So we'll go ahead. Auth folder is in which features, I think. No. Let me check one more time. It's in features folder. Auth slice. Yeah. This is auth folder only. Features auth. So I will create new file. Sure auth. Oh, sorry. Really sorry. This file is already created. Auth slice is already here. So I should just copy all of this. copy and auth slice. I'll just remove this old code and paste the latest code. Now we'll try to understand what this code is doing. So we have already discussed that this auth slice file is for state management related to authentication. And this is just an interface. Our auth state will look like this. Their type is this, okay? And when our application loads for the first time, their initial values will be this. Is authenticated false means it will assume that user is not authenticated, and then here we are creating async thunk. That means, see, if user will enter username and password, if this is correct, user will log in using this backend API. Otherwise, this error message will show. Okay, and now we are creating slice. So here we are just handling the three states of the login. Which are those three states? So first state is pending, fulfilled, and rejected. These are the three states which we can handle using this create slice function. We will do this with all the slices like auth slice, to do slice. Okay, so that's how Redux works. I'll repeat one more time. So we already know that this file is for management of our states related to auth. Okay, this file will manage all the states related to auth. So our state will have this much parameters of these types. When our application loads for the first time, the initial values will be this. Then we are creating async thunk. If login is correct, user will be logged into the application. If it is incorrect, this error message will be received. And using this create slice function, we can handle three states of our auth conditions, which are pending, fulfilled, and rejected. Okay. And here, depending on the state condition, our state parameters will be updated. Okay. And then finally we are exporting it. Now what is next? Build login UI. So we will now use our final login page. Till here, copy. Where is our login page? It's here only. So I'll just replace this code with the updated one. Paste. Okay, so this is the code for our login page, login UI, and it will send our login data to Redux, and Redux will communicate with backend APIs. All right. Control S. Actually, I forgot to save those two files. So Control S, I will save login page. And yeah, we updated this as well by creating async thunks. So I will save this as well. Control S. Now I think we will start working with our to-do feature. So we already have to-do slice. We just need to add async thunks so that it will handle three states of our application: pending, fulfilled, and fail. Sorry, rejected. So we will just update our to-do slice.ts. Copy and paste in to-do slice.ts. Features. Oh, that means I never created to-do slice. So I'll create to-do folder first in the features. Let me check one more time. SRC features to-do slice.ts. Create new folder. To-dos parallel to the auth folder, and inside this to-dos folder we will create to-do slice.ts. To-do slice.ts and just paste this code. Okay, now let's try to understand. So we know that in the store.ts it's like a central brain. So all the components will communicate with this file because this file manages the states of the complete application. Okay. So as of now we have only already added the auth state, but after this we will also add to do states here in the store.ts. So that's what we are creating. Let me save control as. Okay. So our to do state will have this much parameters of these types. Initially when our app loads, to do state will look like this. It will contain empty to do, loading. Sorry, this is not initial state. This is initial state. Empty to do's array loading will be false and error will be null. Okay. So this function will fetch the to do's and handle success, pending, and fail state for me. Got it? So we handle those states in create async thunk function. And here we are handling three states. Sorry. We are handling three states in create slice function. Okay, we handle states in create slice function, not in async thunk. So here we are handling pending, fulfill, and rejected state. All right, and same we are doing with create. Here we are just handling fulfilled. We don't need pending and rejected. If you want to add, you can add as well, but this is enough to understand. Now let's repeat one more time. Sorry. We know that we have created two backend APIs for to-do module I'm talking about. Okay. So for to-do module, we have created two APIs, one for fetch all the to-dos and one to create the to-do. So that's what, so all the states related to to-do will be handled in this file. So first we are saying that our to-do states will have this much parameters of this type, and when our app loads for the first time, the value of these parameters will be this. So we know that to handle those three states, we first create the asynchronous thunk, and then using create slice function we handle those three states. So first we are creating asynchronous thunk function for fetch all the to-dos, and then we are creating asynchronous thunk function for add to-do, and then using create slice function we are handling three states. Okay, for fetching the to-dos we are handling three states: rejected, fulfilled, and pending. I haven't added three states for create, but I have handled fulfilled state. If you want, you can add as well. To keep this code short and understandable, I haven't handled three states. I have just handled fulfilled for creating a to-do. Okay, for create to-do, add to-do API. So save it, and finally we'll export it. And then we will have to add in this. We know that whenever we create slice file, we add it here because it is central brain. All the components will communicate with this store only, not your auth slice or to do slice function. So we'll need to add here to do slice, to do reducer. So that's what we will do here. We'll need to import this. We will import our to do reducer paste. Declared but never used. Okay, I'll use it. Just wait, bro. See, we have exported this reducer here. That's what we will import it here. Okay, now we'll add just here. So register this to do slice in store. Below this auth you need to register your to do slice. Control S. Now we'll create our to do's page. Where is our to do's page? Oh, first I need to save this store.ts in pages. Yeah, to do's page.tsx. I need to update this. I'll just remove this old code and I will paste this new code here. Update to do's page. Control S. Okay, this is the UI for our to do's page. So in this file, it's a page component. Show to do's on the screen. Ask Redux to load to do's. Let the user add new to do. Automatically update the UI when data changes. This page talks to Redux and Redux talks to Backend. Alright. This is complete UI for our to do's page. So just save it. Control S. Now finally it's time to completely test our application, both front end and back end. I will just show you. First of all, just check why it is red. Okay, it's a simple TypeScript error. We can really ignore this and start our application. npm run dev. New window. We need to run our backend as well. So for that I have opened new window. Backend. So we know that we have created virtual environment. So we need to activate that first. npm run install. Yeah, this one. We need to activate our virtual environment. It's done. See, venv means it's done. It's working. Now just run our application. Python manage.py run server. All right, it's running. So we will just open our front end application. Open this hot slice. It's taking too much time. Is there any error or what? Okay, I think it's running. All right. So my username was often hello at the rate 123. Okay. Login. Okay. So this is dashboard page. All right. And here is a link to go to our to-dos page. Go to to-dos. Okay. So these are our already added to-dos. Boring to-dos by often. Now we will try to add some exciting to-do. What should I add? Final testing. Let's add a final destination. Part 5. Okay, it's working completely fine. That's how we can add to-dos. And if you want, you can modify this application as well. This is just for understanding the fundamentals of React, Redux, okay, and Django backend, etc. So I think it's working fine.